Welcome again to magnetostatic field. Today we will use a vector magnetic potential to solve the magnetic field or to find the magnetic field of a current filament, where later we will know as a Hertzian dipole. This is a fast recap from what we have achieved last time. We concluded by reverse engineering that the current density and the boundary condition, if we know both of them, we can calculate what's called the vector magnetic potential. Then from vector magnetic potential, we can calculate the magnetic flux density, and then we calculate the magnetic field. We started from Gauss's law for magnetism, nabla B equals 0. Then we used the relation in vector calculus that divergence curl some vector A equals 0. Then we said these two quantities will equal to each other. And of course, we have discussed several issues such as uniqueness to ensure that this relation will hold for every vector. And at that time, also, we discussed that we need to enforce something called divergence A equals 0, and this is was Coulomb gauge. Anyway, what we are interested in this specific video is how to use this relation, this specific relation, or more generally, if we have the current, we need to use single integral. If we have the surface current density, we use double integral. If we have volume current density, we need to use volume integral. Once we do so, we can calculate A, and from A again, we can calculate B or H. So in this problem, we have a short wire placed in the z-axis from minus L over 2 to L over 2, and it carries a current I equal to I naught in the direction of K, means in the direction of Z. And we would like to calculate the vector potential, which we just learned about. Then we use it to calculate the magnetic field. So simply we will apply the equation which we have learned. Since we have a line of current, so we need only a single integral. So we need first to define what is delta L. Here it is delta L equal to delta Z, because we are just taking only just an element here in the z-axis, so it should be delta Z or delta Z dash to distinguish it from the point where of calculation. Then we need to know what is our R here. Simply R, since L is assumed to be very short, then R is much larger than L. In that case, we can assume that R is simply R of the spherical coordinates. Finally, I is given here, so we just replace I by I naught in the direction of K, and we can rewrite K in the spherical coordinate as shown here. And you can revise my videos in vector calculus or coordinate system to know how this relation was calculated. Now what we need to do is to use these values, substitute here, and do the integration as we will see in the next slide. So we now are now substituting, and we'll notice that all of these are not a function of z. All of these things are not a function of z, specifically z dash, because r actually is a function of z, but not a function of z dash, because z dash represents the change in the current, the point where we calculate the current element, but r, theta, and phi here, it represents the change of the point where we do the observation. This is a very important note. So all of these elements here or items will come out of the integration, or will be left with a simple integration from minus L over 2 to L over 2 dz dash, which will be simplified as this one can be, yeah, it's written here, z dash from minus L over 2 to L over 2, substitute, and this will reduce simply to L. And finally, we can conclude that our A is simply mu I naught multiplied by L over 4 by R, and this simply K or whatever equivalent in spherical coordinates. Now we need to calculate our H. This is the second requirement. Then we need to use the relation between H and A. which is h equal to 1 over mu curl A. And this come from because originally B was equal to curl A and B equal to mu H. So to so we need to know how to calculate the curl in spherical coordinate. This is simply a reminder for you, and you can check back also vector calculus, revise your vector calculus, and we will apply this one. So simply substitution. This is the equation which we wrote here. This is written here also. Then substitute with our finding here about A. This is just constants. This is from the calculation of the curl in spherical coordinates. And to simplify, we just stop by one of the vectors here, erase other rows and column. We'll be left with this one. This is just 0. When you take the derivative of 0, is simply 0. And this, then other one minus here. And this function here doesn't depend on phi, so it will also result in 0. We go to the second, we erase this row and column. Then we have here partial by partial r, and this is again 0, so this one will be 0. Then we have here partial by partial phi, but here again this function is not a function of phi, so this also will bring 0. Finally, we will have the last row or the last element, which is the phi direction. So again, we'll cancel this and this. Then we have partial by partial r. Need to note first that r will cancel with r. This is a function of theta. So again, this one will tend to be 0. And finally, partial by partial theta of cosine theta over r. This is a function of theta. So we can differentiate and it will reduce to sine theta over r. And here we need to note that we don't miss our original value here, which is r sine theta in the direction of phi, and all of whatever here is just simply note the values here, the constants here. After simplification, we can conclude that our h will be simply calculated as shown here, which is I naught L over 4 by r squared sine theta in the direction of phi. This is all for today. Thank you.